A high school basketball game in the state of Maryland has brought headlines of racial slurs from an opposing student section.
Waste time! Good foul! Waste time! Good foul!
Let's zoom in and slow down to provide a better picture. Number 13 of Parkside appears to throw an elbow at number 1 on Kent Island. The Parkside players make a beeline and the Kent player retreats. There were ugly scenes down the stretch of this affair. Then, at around the 1:15 mark of the telecast, viewers can see Parkside players making their way towards the Kent Island student section as some students appear to depart the gymnasium. Players are held back. Kent Island staff members direct their student body out. Local police are on the court. Referees try and get a hold of the events transpiring before their very eyes. As the camera pans out, one can notice the Kent Island student section is completely empty, and for good reason. We would learn what allegedly went down via local media. It was the Class 2A boys basketball regional quarterfinal game. After the skirmish, play was stopped. Soon thereafter, the game was called, and Kent Island, which was ahead 66-62 when the game was stopped, was declared the winner. The game was played at Kent Island. WMDT, a news station in Salisbury, Maryland, would write the following: multiple sources allege members of Kent Island student fans use racial slurs toward Parkside basketball players during the playoff game between the Bucks and Rams. It culminated with 42 seconds left in the game when Rams players tried to confront the Kent Island student section. It wasn't just the players who reported the abuse. In its statement, WCPS said that Parkside players, coaches, and fans reported hearing racial slurs and race-based derogatory comments from Kent Island fans and players before and during the game, and that they directly led to the incidents late in the game. Authorities have been made aware of what had happened and have told Parkside officials that the matter is being investigated. Multiple sources told 47 ABC allegedly the strike was retaliation for the Parkside players being called racial slurs throughout the game by fans. More from the game in a moment. It is important, though, to hear what local leaders are saying. Last February, there were more allegations of racial slurs used against Parkside players by Kent Island. In track, parents requested anonymity in order to share what WMDT called a disturbing photo involving Kent Island high school students. The article reads, that picture showed a stuffed monkey tied upside down next to a Black History Month poster. This is not the first or the second, third, or fourth time that these kinds of incidents have happened, said local leader Reverend Jones, adding he wants to see action taken to prevent any incidents moving forward. Taking responsibility means finding the root of this, making adjustments to the criteria of the school, having no tolerance for this behavior, just like we have no tolerance for bullying, so people have an understanding and clarity that this can no longer continue, he said. And yet, here we are again. The athletic director of Kent Island is Dan Harding, pictured here on the left. In a short statement, Harding wrote, as reported by ABC 47, after a full and thorough investigation by QACPS, we are unable to substantiate any of the information that was shared Friday night. It would go on to read, we do have significant evidence that we believe supports the fact that Kent Island High School was a safe environment during the vast majority of the game until a Parkside player punched a Kent Island player with 40-some seconds left in the game. When asked for comment, the athletic director, Dan Harding, did not return a request for comment. These comments came both from Kent Island players and fans and led directly to incidents late in the game, including verbal and physical confrontations between players and coaches, fans coming onto the court, and both teams being cleared to their locker rooms so order could be restored. Though the outcome of the game was still very much in doubt, the visiting Parkside High team ended the game by forfeit from the locker room because it did not seem safe for the Parkside players to return to the court.